Are you confident? Do you have consistency? How much conviction do you have? I'm Daniel Gomez, the Confidence Architect, a business strategist, keynote speaker, executive coach, and best selling author. On the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, we will help you unlock confidence to create consistency and develop conviction. Together, we will discover the key that unlocks your confidence. Welcome back to another episode of the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show. We motivate you, we encourage you, and boy, are we going to inspire you and give you some extra love in a day. I got a great friend of mine. I'll tell you what, he's amazing. I've been able to share the stage with him, and he brings a lot of value. Let's welcome to the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, Mr. Dave Meltzer.
Hey, what's going on? No place I'd rather be than this intelligent format that allows us to not only inspire, but utilize our intuition and intellect in order to effectuate a connection, a bond that allows us to share that feeling that incorporates that progress that we're all looking for and the happiness that goes along with it.
Well, Dave, I know the amazing, beautiful human being you are. Can you do me a favor and introduce you to the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show?
Absolutely. Well, my name is Dave Meltzer. I'm a speaker, author, entrepreneur, investor on a mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. And I'm looking for 1,000 people like a Daniel Gomez that will empower in their journey 1,000 people to empower 1,000. That's how I'm going to get to over 1 billion people. And the three things that I want to teach, the lessons I want to help with, are to make a lot of money, to live in abundance in a world of more than enough of everything for everyone, where we know that we are blessed, we're protected and promoted by an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source, and also to help a lot of people, knowing not only are we connected to that source that protects and promotes us, but everything comes through us with appreciation, acknowledgement, and the ability to even ask for more, not in a zero-sum game, but in a value-add world. And then finally, to have fun, to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything we do, to align our skills, our knowledge, and our desire with what we think we want that will make us happy. And if you make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun, I promise you, not only will you be happy, Daniel, but you'll be able to empower so many other people to be happy as well.
I love that because so many people. I saw a quote yesterday that says if you think money's not important, you must have not yet given much money away. What's your perspective on that? Because I think when people say money is important, it's like it's kind of like you're pushing off something that's really deeper. But to me, it's like one thing I love because we have a 501c with me and my wife, but it's giving back to the people. It takes money to do that.
Yeah, money does not buy love or happiness. And in my journey, not only did I believe that at a young age, trying to buy a house and a car for my mom, but since I was 24 years old, I became a millionaire. By the time I was 30, a multimillionaire. And what I learned when I lost everything, because true acknowledgement comes, the acquiring the knowledge comes from not having what you had before. And so therefore, money doesn't buy love or happiness, although I've lived over half my life in that journey pursuing money. Instead, money for me, it allows me to shop. And the key of why you want money is that money allows you to shop. And if you shop for the right things, like you and your wife by creating a 501c3, or me and my wife who have built community centers, schools, also got nominated as Chief Chancellor of Junior Achievement University for a Nobel Peace Prize. When you shop for the right things, money is the most powerful thing at this frequency, at this level of vibration in Earth. Money allows you to shop. If you shop for the right things, you will have everything you ever desired. So I believe, like you do, that money is extremely important, but you got to appreciate it. You got to add value to it. You got to allow it to not only give it away, but have it be stolen, lost, manipulated, and cheated from you. But you also have to have the power of abundance, of more than enough of everything for everyone to ask for more. And when we ask for more, we grow, accelerate, and compound more that we can give, that we can acknowledge, and then ask even for more.
I love it. You know, one thing that I wanted to ask you because when you were growing up, you made your million, and you have multi-millionaire by 30 years old. You lost it. What are two valuable lessons you learned that? Because we have a big audience of entrepreneurs and small business owners here, and I think so many times there's a responsibility that comes when you start getting success, when you start getting wealth. And so many people I've seen them, Dave, is that they self-implode, right? They self-destruct and they stop doing the things that they were doing, or sometimes they just don't protect their heart. And they think that now that they have some finance or successful business, entitlement sins in. What's your perspective on that? Talk to us about what you went through, Dave, what you learned from that.
Yeah, so there's two things that I learned. Number one, that there's something bigger than me, and that omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source that's bigger than me loves me more than my mom. Why is that important? Because so many people give a meaning to their past, to the inflection points, the snapshots, the traumas, the disappointments, the failures, the setbacks in their past. And I've had many, and I've had big ones, losing over $100 million. But what I learned was that the meaning that I give my past has to be in a trajectory of where I think I want to be, in faith that those pain, setbacks, and failures of my past are protecting and promoting me. Just as if when I was a young boy, reached out to touch a hot stove, not knowing any better, and my mom, who never hit anyone, slapped the crap out of my back of my hand and screamed at me, no, I immediately started to cry. Why are you punishing me, Mom? What did I do? This is how people live their life. Why are you punishing me, God? What did I do? No. See, my mom doesn't even know everything, but she knew the stove was going to burn me. See, I have faith that the source knows everything. No matter what your religion is, your philosophy, your spirituality, your academia background is, if you believe there's something bigger than you, an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source, when you lose that job, when you lose all that money, when a relationship doesn't work out, when you don't get into the school that you want, or the economy turns backwards on you, you just have to realize that I don't know what I don't know, but I'm being protected and promoted. So that's the number one thing that I learned. But I also learned another important thing, that the idea of wanting more was inherent in scarcity. You see, when you want more, you're living in a world of zero sum. Everything's a trade or negotiation, which is why people that live in the zero sum game, people that want more, are afraid to ask for help. They're actually afraid to ask for more because they don't believe there's more than enough. When you don't realize there's more than enough of everything for everyone, you actually don't ask for help. See, if you live in a value add world of more than enough of everything for everyone, you actually know you're adding value to people when you ask for help, when you ask for more. See, I don't believe I have to get more money, more healthy, more wealthy, or more worthy. I know I am. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. I have to figure out what I'm doing to interfere with it, with what I already am in a world of abundance. And those were the two greatest lessons of losing over $100 million, which the meaning I give it here 17 years later is one of protection and promotion. The best thing that happened to me in business was having to start over and to shift my paradigm, because if I didn't start over, living in that zero sum game of trade negotiation of fear, I would have probably ended up dead or divorced at the best.
Yeah, well, what I love about you is your transparency, because I was watching one of your videos and I was just studying how when you were going there, and I love the way you say it, right? Because you had success, and when you lost that over 100 million, you said you got to a point where kind of the success got to your head. You knew it all. You didn't ask for mentorship or a coach. You were like, I got this, right? Who am I? I'm Dave Meltzer. My empire is worth 100 million. How much is yours? He didn't say it that way, but that's kind of like it spoke to me that way. And it's like God reminded me, stay humble, Daniel, stay humble. Tell us about that season when you had this, when you went to Dave Meltzer, you are today, when you said, why am I going to ask you for advice? Your business isn't where mine is.
Yeah, so everything was a trade negotiation, a competition, a comparison. And so, looking at my past financial successes, I figured that I knew what I didn't know. You see, what I learned in what you're saying is there's two types of people in the world, and I've been both. The first type of person is an ignorant person. The second type of person is an ignorant person. See, ignorant people don't know what they don't know. The difference of the two tales of David Meltzer is that I lived the first part of my life in what I call ignorant arrogance. I knew I
Mm.
didn't know what I didn't know, but I projected my insecurity that I didn't know what I didn't know onto other people. That's why so many people have imposter syndrome. They feel unworthy of what they have, because down underneath all their financial success is the humility that they don't know what they don't know. So they feel as if they're not worthy, they're lucky. See, when you live in humility and ignorant humility, knowing you don't know what you don't know, and telling people you don't know what you don't know, you have a power of control because you have faith that there is a source that does know and you're being protected and promoted. So within that humility. Now, one of the nuances I love to point out that I also realized through this transformation is that it's not just the haters of the world that are ignorant and arrogant. A lot of times those people are easy to distinguish. People
Yeah.
at the base camps below you telling you can't make it to your base camp and you're already there, or base camps in front of you. But what is really interesting that I've learned is that the people that care about me the most oftentimes are the most ignorant and arrogant. And the reason is that they are more afraid for us than they are for themselves. So my mom is more afraid for me to fail than I am to fail. My mom will give me advice based off of protecting me and out of fear. And a lot of times we don't reach our potential. We limit ourselves genetically and energetically by the fear that is put onto us by the people that are ignorant and arrogant who love us the most. So I want everyone to be aware of ignorant arrogance, even from those people who love us the most, so that it doesn't limit us in our trajectory or acceleration of our future of where we want to be.
I love what you're saying because one thing that I had to control myself is when I was younger is you always want. My son Julian, he just turned 23. I wanted him to be that football star and to live the life that I didn't live. And I truly see that so many parents, they try to project the life they didn't live onto their children, and then they wonder why their children ain't happy. And then I see it more. You do a lot of corporate trainings like myself, and to that point of right that arrogance is that we go into these boardrooms, and I say this. They said, "You want to know who the most insecure person is in this corporation?" They're like, "Well, how are you going to do that?" I'm like, "Because the first one that always wants to speak is usually the most insecure, the loudest one in the boardroom." And I just seen it because we do a lot of corporate trainings. It's they're barking, and I don't mean they're barking like a dog, but you know what I mean, right? They're the loudest. Talk to us about that. Have you seen that as far as you, because you do a lot of corporate trainings, you travel the world yourself, and
Yep.
it's that insecurity coming up.
Yeah. So the people that know what they don't know and pretend like they do are the first ones to project that they know everything. And so usually they are speaking and speaking to people. You see, one of the nuances that I teach in those corporate settings, whether it be on stage or workshops or advisory, is to understand that humility of listening for. You see, all great leaders are intelligent followers. And I explained intelligence at the beginning of the interview as not only intellect, because all great leaders should have a great intellect, but also an intuition and being inspiring, connected to and through each other and source. So I look for that intelligent follower as a leader, someone that is learning the light, the love, and the lessons in every situation and knows what people are listening for. And in order to find out what people are listening for, you have to learn to listen. And what you're describing is there are three types of listeners. One is an interrupter. Those are the first to bark, right? They cannot wait to tell you what they think, project their insecurity that they don't know what they don't know onto everyone. They're not intelligent followers. They are interrupters. The second ones are more common that you see in the boardrooms, Dan, as you know, and they're called waiters. I'll tell a board that I'm coaching as advisor, I said, we got a bunch of waiters in here. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I thought we were leaders. I said, no, leaders are intelligent followers, people who are trying to figure out what people are listening for in order to best suit or to help them and help others. You guys are these waiters. What you're doing is you're pretending to learn, you're pretending to listen, but in your head, you're just sitting there, just can't wait to tell me what you think. Right? And
Yes.
and that's why people won't get the value out of what we do unless we can break through from being an interrupter or a waiter to make them leaders. And I want leaders, people who are listening, learning, finding the light, the love, and the lessons in what we're talking about in order to figure out what people are listening for so they can build a company of people who want to help each other and know people who can help each other. And that's where we make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun.
I love that. So would you say that I love what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be taking notes down, right? Get out your pen and paper. You're dropping some massive wisdom. I love what you said about the waiters because when you were saying that, I thought about this because it's like many people listen to react instead of to respond. And I say you got to give yourself that 5 second pause before you react, or sometimes just receive it. Right? And that's what came to mind when you said the waiter.
Yeah. But it's so true. And I try to teach people to be those intelligent followers that we call leaders. And all great leaders meet people where they're at, find out what like they don't like and what they do like, and then they add value by giving those people more of what they do like and taking away what they don't like. It's really a mathematical simple formula in which we can effectuate giving value and building a community of people that are aligned in a trajectory of where they think they want to be.
Well, one thing that I really love that I want to shift here as we coming towards the end of this episode is that one thing that I really learned from you is don't apologize. I think as a human being, sometimes we undervalue ourselves. We undervalue we undervalue what we bring to the table in business and just in life. That we all have a gift. I truly believe that. And I never forget the first time I heard you teach that was never apologize, right? Because when you're apologizing, it kind of gives a different spin on how you're saying it. Talk to us about that because I'll tell you every time I want to say I'm sorry, I never say I'm sorry I'm late. I'm saying thank you for being understanding. And it's changed my perspective so much. And I'll tell you, I tell people because now that I learned that from you many years ago, it's like, no, like don't undervalue yourself. Share with us that insight, please, Dave. I love that.
Yeah, so it's an abundant energy, right? I try to carry forward in my life a different frequency to raise my awareness. And one of those is where do I put myself in a position where I'm focusing in on or giving attention and intention of what I do, say, think, believe, and feel in a trajectory that's the antithesis of where I want to be, creating interference where I want to be. So let's take the simple apology. Now, it's okay to forgive, but we don't need to ask for forgiveness. What we want to do is utilize gratitude because it's in the trajectory of what we're and where we want to be. It's an energy of abundance. So when something happens, the best energy is to be grateful for it and forgiving of self. See, if I'm late, like in this example, it's the wrong energy if I say, I'm so sorry for being late. I've now created a void, shortage, or obstacle or diminished my capacity and lowered my energy. But if I connect with you and forgive myself for being late and learn a lesson that I got to leave earlier, or I should have took the train instead of the car, or whatever other lesson is involved, and I come in late and say, hey, thank you so much for your patience. Now let's get to it. The energy of abundance is so additive and appreciation is included, adding value to the situation instead of diminishing the value by saying you're sorry. And some people don't understand that nuance. They're like, well, what if the person, needs your apology? I'm like, the apology is inherent in the gratitude. When I'm thanking you for your patience or your understanding, inherent in there is this is not what I wanted. And I forgive myself for making the mistake, but let's move on in a positive perspective, in a positive direction, which really contributes to more abundance.
I love that, Dave. I love that. One last question before we end up the show. What is the best business advice that you can give to a young entrepreneur coming up, wanting to make a name for themselves or grow their business in 2023? Maybe the 2022 wasn't what they wanted, and let's give them that wisdom. What's the one or two best pieces of advice, Dave, as we round out the show here?
Well, whether you're 15, 25, 35, 45, I'm 55, it doesn't matter. The best piece of advice is 3 words: ask for help. The fastest way to get to where you want to be is find someone in a situation that's already there and ask them for help. So if you want to be a speaker, you want to be able to tell a story, your story to help the world, then you ask for help from someone like Dan Gomez. If you're looking, for example, to how do I apply my why, or you're looking to connect to source, or you're looking for how to utilize time in a certain manner, then email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll give you all the exercises guide. I'll sign my book, send it to you, pay for shipping for Dan's community. Just ask for help. No matter what age you are, the fastest way to get to where you want to be is find someone that's already there and ask them for directions. That's what Dan does for his entire journey. That's what I do as well. DG or DM, it doesn't matter. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Please ask for help.
I love that. DG and DM, baby. I like that. Dave, thank you so much for joining us here today. And I think you added so much value. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have Dave's information in the show notes here today. As we wrap up the special episode here of the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, remember, if you're stuck in life, if you're stuck in business, reach out to us here. We want to help you. And if you're that aspiring speaker, we want to see you here in San Antonio, Texas, March 17th and 18th at our Sticker Shock Speaking Academy. Until next week with another amazing guest like Dave Meltzer, thank you for joining us here on the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show. Woo!
Woo! Thank you, brother.
This is Daniel Gomez, and thank you so much for tuning into our show today. We'd love your feedback. Please drop us a comment, and thank you for leaving us a review. Don't forget to subscribe to our show and share this episode with a friend. And my free gift for listening to our show today is a copy of my best-selling book, You Were Born to Fly. To get your free copy, go to danielgomezinspires.com and get your copy today. That's danielgomezinspires.com. And to elevate your life and business even more, follow me on social media at Daniel Gomez Inspires on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Together, we will discover the key that unlocks your confidence.